I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Faster Kajin Cosplay, and today we are back again with you guys with Hunter x Hunter episode 89.
Last episode, a lot of disturbing stuff, and we are about to learn two weaknesses that Gon's technique has.
Only two?
Well,
nice.
Only two. Well, it's already too much. So yeah, they are fighting Knuckle at their 100%, strength. They are fighting him without the strain of training. Bisky is hoping that they will learn what they are both missing by the end of this, because if they don't, it's over. And Knuckle is about to tell them that Gon's technique has two weaknesses, so that's going to be interesting. Aside from that, Nefepito's technique is done. We saw Kite fight last episode. Well, yeah, it's disturbing. All three guards are born now. They are all there. We're only waiting for the king now. So it's getting intense. And Netero ended the episode by saying he could not win without sacrificing someone. And that's... Fuck! So I say we jump in this episode and see what the weaknesses are. And then what happens next. Alright, let's go.
Bisky got a good point.
Yeah.
With Killua.
An assassin won't go like... The way an assassin fights is very different from the way just someone who wants to survive fights. If an assassin isn't convinced that when he goes into battle he's gonna win, he's not gonna do it. He's gonna flee. And that's the way Killua has been fighting so far. He's come up with plans before, but he never goes into battle when he's not 100% sure that he's gonna win.
Especially 75%.
Yeah, especially recently in this arc, he's been bringing up a lot of percentages and chance. He's been talking about chances and stuff. It is his weakness. It's true. I do agree. It's his weakness in a situation like this, where staying back and fighting, and where people fighting with you depend on you when it matters, that's your weakness, because it's true that he could definitely leave Gon to die if something happened.
Sorry guys.
Now he's gonna go against Knuckle.
The thing with Killua, I don't think that he's gonna leave maybe Gon behind, because if there's one thing that Killua loves more than his own life, he's gone.
Yeah, but he's fighting his instincts, and that's the thing that Bisky was saying. She says that right now it's not going to happen, but if he keeps going down that road, eventually she's convinced he's going to leave Gon behind to die. And that scares him, and I think using Gon as an example is amazing, because we know he wants to stay by his side, we know he cares. He would not want this to happen, so it's going to help him fight this. I'm afraid, though, like I said, I'm afraid that either... he's gonna go face the chimeras, and first of all, they're gonna face the guards, which are, they're very strong already. But the king, the king is gonna come too. He's in the opening. We know he shows up at one point. He's gonna be even stronger, and the king will freak them out so much. I'm afraid that even the guards, it could happen with the guards, but if Killua doesn't face this and doesn't fight this, there's a chance that either he's gonna flee, like Bisky said, and Gon is gonna end up being alone.
Yeah.
Or I'm very afraid that he's gonna fight this for Gon in the worst situation possible, and he's just gonna face the consequences. And I don't want him to go it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous.
You know what it just made me think about? You remember when they were facing the first god the first time while Kite was still alive? Gon wanted to attack, but Killua decided to flee because the opponent was too strong, so he knocked him out and leave with him.
But at the moment,
do you think that maybe the situation was gonna be reversed in the future, and Gon is gonna maybe freeze, and Killua's gonna be the one to charge, and maybe something might happen?
Gon's problem, with Knuckle in this episode, what we loved about the fight is that Gon was thinking. That's most of the time his emotions take over, and his pride and his need to be stronger. He makes decisions that hurt people around him, hurt himself, and he doesn't give a shit about the consequences, because he's all raw instincts and emotions. He doesn't think like Killua. Killua thinks too much, and Gon doesn't think enough. So it was cool to see him this episode really try in the fight to think about, like, not be overly angry that someone said that your technique sucks, it has weaknesses. Really stop and think about the concept, what he said, like, you know, what Knuckles said. Think about the weaknesses and how to use them. And he could have gotten angry at the fact that Knuckle never gave his 100% because he doesn't want to hurt Gon. He could have taken that as an insult and gone crazy over it, which could give him a boost of power, but facing an opponent that's stronger than you, it's the worst thing that you can do. It's what was about to happen with Pito the first time too. He was losing control. It's always that with Gon. He loses control.
Yeah.
And he uses, you know, when he loses control, he doesn't think. And everything he did in this episode that we enjoyed, that goes out the window. And Killua is the contrary. He thinks so much that he gets scared and he leaves. So I forgot where I was going with this, but in the event that they face, you know, because we know they're going to face Kite, the body.
Yeah, that's not that Gon's gonna lose control then.
I'm guessing he loses it when facing the body because he's convinced that Kite is alive.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, in every shonen out there, we've seen the main character lose it so much at one point that it gets intense, you know, it gets crazy.
Come on, that's what shonen are for.
I'm getting, like, it could happen, you know, you could definitely lose it. But when you lose it like that, you do have a boost of power, but you are dumb. You don't think, so you don't, you know, you just rush through, and when the opponent is stronger, it's over. So I'm afraid of that for Gon. About Killua, like I said, I'm afraid that he's gonna go against his way of thinking, you know, and end up in a bad situation, or he's gonna do like Bisky said. But I think that because Bisky said it, he's gonna have to, you know, he's gonna maybe get the urge to leave, but he's gonna fight it because Bisky said it. That's gonna help, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. I kept thinking about the fact when Knuckle told Gon that what his weakness were, and Gon thought through it and decided to find a solution to use his weakness as a strength.
Which, by the way, was a very good way of doing this. Bringing back something that we saw episodes ago. Like,
yeah, but yeah, it reminds me when we used to do martial arts with our sensei. Basically, he used to tell us that you're supposed to use your opponent's strength to, well, defeat them and quotation, basically. But it's true that sometimes your own weakness can be used as strength if you think through it, basically, right?
Well, I don't have an example in karate with this, but I've seen in fights and movies and shows and stuff, you know, for example, if you have a bad knee, the opponent is usually going to aim at that bad knee all the time. So if you can, in a fight, if you can guess the tactic of your opponent, like if you know that you have a bad knee, like Killua did it before, I think, when they were on Greed Island. What did he, like, he knew, like, he had been hurt, and he knew that the guy was gonna aim at his arm, so he took the hit and stuff, and he prepared that his strategy because he knew, you know, that he was gonna attack that arm, so that's how he prepared his strategy. I'm not sure if I have all the facts right about this, but I remember him doing something similar. But it's true that in a fight, if you have like a bad knee or if you have a weakness, if you show that weakness, the opponent is going to attack that weakness because it's the best way to win. So if you know your weaknesses, accept them, and use them in battle, you can kind of bait your opponent to attack exactly where you want him to attack, kind of like Gon is doing with his technique. So it is the thing. It exists. It's not stupid. It's intelligent.
That's also remind me of something that sometimes your own strength can be your downfall.
If you think that's your best.
For example, well, not right now, but we used to be very flexible when we were doing moves. Well, sort of. But for example,
well, we're still flexible. It doesn't look like it. I still am a little bit.
Right now. But for example, it was easy for us to
hit the head
with kicks.
Yeah.
And our teacher told us basically that if you aim for the head with the kicks,
it looks good, but it's not effective. It looks good,
but not effective because you're totally open for someone to just charge in and put you down.
He loved to use us as examples to show just how bad it could go when you try to kick someone in the head.
When you try to look good and do something impressive. So it made me think that maybe something of this genre could happen in the show. Well, but basically, if we think about it, Gon's strength is this Jaja Ken, right?
Jajanken?
Jajanken, yeah.
It's Janken, like Janken Bun, but Janken, Jajanken.
Jajanken, yeah.
I love how everyone just adopted the name. Like, okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody used his strength against him in that sense, basically.
We will see. I don't think Gon has shown that he was overconfident often. Like, I think he's good.
No, but Killua sometimes, when he knows that he can win a fight, shows
yes, but
overconfidence.
That's the thing. Like, Killua,
many times.
Killua is overconfident, but he knows he's not above thinking that he's better than everyone else. We've seen him, when he faces someone he thinks is stronger, he backs up right away. And Gon doesn't think himself stronger than others. It's just that he's, bullheaded so much that he doesn't care. He sees that people around him are stronger, but he's still gonna fight.
Okay, then for example, if we just think about the move that Gon did against Knuckle,
I think your theory might work with the chimeras.
Yeah.
More than with these characters, because I don't think they're overconfident.
Yeah, because I don't think that maybe the move that Gon did against Knuckle, like just throwing his punch
it's not going to work 2 times.
And going behind her back is going to work a second time.
No, it's not going to work a second time, but it showed that he was open to learning and adapting and thinking of strategies. And the only reason why he couldn't do it this time was because he lost momentum because of all the other times he tried. So now he knows his weaknesses. He can think about other ways to do it faster. Mm-hmm. And if he got Knuckle the first time, it's not going to be easy because they expect him to be at 100% next time, which I hope he is, because it's true that if they don't defeat them at their full strength...
They're not purpose to battle in the first place.
The one I'm afraid of is the other one, actually, because we don't know his powers and abilities yet.
I'm afraid of the girl, none of the guys.
Well, yeah, but she's not going to fight tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we have a great battle in sight next episode, so I'm excited.
Alright.
So, thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description.
And if you don't wanna, you can put the next one episode on YouTube, which will be next week. So we're gonna see you then.
Yes, bye!